creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and
Perhaps
more time getting
less time
on with
complaining,
the
more
mission.
time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Because up. I breathe
Read, word
air.
reader.
Alright. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked underneath a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison.
Anyone there?
I hear an unfamiliar voice say, "My savior." I claw up the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is the product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. "Help me!" I cry. "For all the gods, help me!" And possibly I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor.
Oof.
Yeah. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. "Who are you?" I ask, shaking hands covering my face. "How have you come to this place?" "I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Neto. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together." The one known as Neto extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. "I never thought to hear that again," I whisper. "Would that were not such a terrible storm," said Grimoire Weiss. "Look at your feet." I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. "Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place." Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
it's a
yeah, there you
choice. It's a
Yeah,
choice.
it's a choice. Yeah, that's them.
At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses.
Oof.
Yeah. I look from it to the beds and back again till the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. And sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether a scream or laughter I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors, and we gotta find the right way. Want to go east or south, man?
East.
And proceed west. West. I squint down the dim corridors. Proceed west or proceed north?
North.
I squint down the dim corridors.
Yeah. Oh. That's my bad, but
Okay.
I think we made something happen.
Okay. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror.
Okay.
The rest of the feast is a corpse, and as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, and then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs proved to be even more terrible than the feast itself.
Oh god, what is it?
I don't know. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not great. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. Or, if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the dim corridors. West or north?
Let's look north.
Against all hope, we make it to the front door.
Nice.
Break it down!
We gotta break the walls down.
Someone cries, and so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Netto and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way. We find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asks Weiss. Then you are a woman, madam. I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Netto is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place.
To be fair, he's at that age. He would kind of want to know.
Yeah. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damsels inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. I'll be watching all uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. Ah! That was actually pretty important.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
Hear that?
There we go.
Woo! We made it.
We did it.
Look, I remembered all the answers, though.
Oh, did you?
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for saving me. I never want to have a dream like that again.
Man, I really wanted better description than titties.
You get 220 in the big house if you don't show me them titties.
It's only the most humble reward from saving you from the death dream.
Yeah.
Okay, Villager 2.
Villager 2.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
Indeed it is.
It is. Enter this
I
villager's
figured a
dream.
book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
Oh boy, let's go.
Boy, let's do this. Are you ready? A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Neto had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's voiced.
it's voiced.
What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
He said. Okay, I guess it stopped
Oh.
now.
Okay, yeah, I guess it did.
Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Neto nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Neto lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest.
I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is this someone playing a joke on us or what?
The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work.
You don't sound very sure of yourself there.
Perhaps not. But thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Neto glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Neto's feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Vice in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Neto lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open, and his finger pointing in the distance.
Water!
He cried.
It's water!
Water, said Vice. Preposterous, I don't see any water.
Over there, just ahead of us, look. The sun's reflecting off it.
Without waiting for a response, Neto sprang to life and bounded toward the sight.
When the...
There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Neto closed his eyes and sighed as Vice loaded up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Neto shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more.
Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, right there.
Neto sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Neto came to a halt.
I could have sworn it was around here.
Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it.
Wow.
The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Netto and struck him in the face with his cover. Just backhanded him. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here. Netto's face clouded.
There isn't?
There is not, and perhaps next time you'll listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment and then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted, as soon as we have arrived in the City of Art. Netto looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end.
Woo! They're huge!
Cried Netto, completely forgetting the heat and the pain of the past few hours.
I've never seen anything so big.
Yeah, that's what she said.
You and I were both thinking that.
Yeah, I had to say it. Each sculpture was formed roughly the same shape. A tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Yeah, most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangle caps.
What kind of city is this?
Said Netto.
Where are the people? Where are the houses?
Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the mass sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Netto and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Netto uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them.
Finally, I was getting tired of modern art.
Like Netto knows what modern art is. Either of you guys.
Should have let me know.
The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Netto moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures, alighting on the statue's shoulder. It emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false.
Oh. Okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe.
Hey, look at that.
Said Netto.
They're alive.
The triplets bowed before Netto. Hey, yo, please. Okay, you want to do that?
Oh, no, you can go. No problem.
Hey, yo, please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I'm real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Netto and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. The respective plea is given. The 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all the statements, only one of them will... Okay, oops. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Vice. Netto furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies.
Okay.
Alright! So this is a very classic puzzle. So it is a what do you call it? It is a logic.
Yeah, I think I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only one I'm gonna choose beta. Because under the statement right there, it says false in the first and third, but it says truth and real in the second one.
Okay.
Beta.
The real one is okay. You do it.
The real one is beta. Whoosh.
Though Neto's voice betrayed a no notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in the dry tones of lecturer, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth. Even though Gamma is a liar, therefore the theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let's assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful voice. The time to awaken has arrived.
Oh, I guess since you were doing the voice, you might as well stick up with doing the weird voice you're doing.
Hey, yo,
Hey,
thank
you.
you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Neto pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Vice. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and villages at the thought of the landscape, and shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before.
Deja vu.
Muttered Neto.
Just like the mayor.
The vague sense of unease that struck Neto during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that
I've
was.
seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling
At
me.
least for now.
Anyway,
least
let's
for
go
now.
see the mayor.
Let's go talk to the mayor.
To the mayor.
To the mayor.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, I was looking for a stump and I saw that one.
So you figured
And,
that was his stump?
Yeah. This is his stump.
Oh,
Yeah.
how wonderful.
As he man
Thank you
spreads
so
all over
much.
it.
Hey, yo, man, if you were in a dream and stuck like that for a bit, I would like to be stuck man spreading.
I have something for you.
Ooh,
This
face.
looks
Yep.
valuable. I can really have it?
Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
Ooh, man, that was a lot of talking.
It was.
But now we're done with that.
Now time for the tree. Woo.
So, no,
I
it's
don't-
not the
I-
tree.
Yeah, tree's next time, I believe.
Tree is next time, yes.
So long, Forest Adventures, which was all rating.
Yeah, man. It was like reading a book.
It's hard to lead, not to read.
I was hired to read, not to lead, said Vice.